The salt burned where the ropes had torn her wrists raw. Isabella Ferrante was 26 years old when her life ended, and something else began. 7 nights earlier, Corsair raiders stormed the Italian fishing village of Vieste before dawn. Her husband was killed in their bedroom. Her daughters were ripped from her arms. And Isabella was dragged onto a ship bound for North Africa, one of 43 women stolen in a single raid. Now she crouched in the darkness of a Corsair hold, surrounded by prayers, blood, and silence. She had already learned the first rule of captivity. Resistance did not bring freedom. It brought punishment. When sunlight finally cut through the hatch above, she saw her future. Algiers, the slave capital of the Mediterranean. This history was buried for centuries. But from 1500 to 1800, North African corsairs captured more than 1 million Europeans, men, women, and children, from Italy, Spain, France, even England and Ireland. Women were the most valuable. Upon arrival, captives like Isabella were processed, cleaned, inspected, and categorized. Beauty, age, health, obedience, everything was assessed, not as a person, as merchandise. At a private auction, Isabella was sold to a wealthy man named Ahmed ibn Suleiman. He did not buy her for labor. He bought her because she was unbroken. Inside his household, she learned the truth. Survival depended on balance, resisting enough to maintain self, yielding enough to stay alive, and always gathering information. Weeks later, a message finally reached her. Her daughters were alive. The older girl worked in a merchant's home. The younger, only 8 years old, had been taken into the palace of Algiers itself. Isabella now understood something crucial. Escape was nearly impossible, but information could still move. Risking everything, she slipped away during a religious festival and reached a Catholic redemptionist priest. Men who negotiated ransoms and secretly documented the horrors Europe later chose to forget. The priest could not promise rescue, but he could promise truth. Months later, confirmation arrived. Her daughters were alive, changed, absorbed into a system designed to erase who they had been. Isabella survived by becoming indispensable, by enduring what history does not like to name, by refusing to forget her children even when the world insisted she should. This is not pirate romance. This was state-sponsored slavery. This was systematic. And this happened to European women on a scale deliberately erased. Remember Isabella Ferrante. Remember the women. And remember the history we were taught not to see.